Are we, is that, should I start? Is that better? Oh my goodness. So I hope the audio is better. It should be. You guys let me know. We thumbs up with the audio. This is going to have to get worked out. Like I said, this is just impromptu. I didn't do my normal checks like I normally would. You thought it was your headphones. Better. Okay, cool. All right, so let's start that over. Fixed. Fine. All right, so again, let's do the music again. Okay, bam. There we go. All right, now, welcome to the second inaugural Rants About Tech at Night weekly show. So what I want to do is do like an end of the week weekly show for people who don't get a chance to voice their opinion because they're here during the day. 10 o'clock in the morning is a weird time for some people. I get it. I understand. So for those people, I want to do an evening show. So you can voice your opinions if you want, or have a chance to join live if you want, to join the shenanigans. Sometimes we have shenanigans. It's a thing. So I wanted to do that and just kind of do a wrap up. And if someone missed a story here or there during the week, this is a chance for you to get all of those juicy tidbits of stories, the headlines. Those are the juicy tidbits. The headlines are. So that's what I'm doing here today. So that's just something that I'm just trying to work out. This is kind of impromptu. Although I did mention it during the week, I just didn't post anything about it because I wasn't sure if I was actually going to do it. But I am going to do it, and we're here. So we can review, rant about tech, and let's go ahead and get started. So what we're going to do is just talk about the stories as they happened. I think I have them queued up. I thought I did. I was wrong. I queued them up in the wrong location. But we're going to talk about them anyway. All right. So first thing we got here is going to be about not Amazon. Not that. It was Amazon. I think Monday was the Amazon thing, wasn't it? Oh yeah, Live 187. So Monday, Live 187. The biggest tech story was probably Copilot PC. So I think that's what we were talking about, and not the Amazon bug. We weren't talking about the Amazon bug. Oh boy, I don't have that up. So again, chat, work in progress. But let's hit the headlines. Windows Copilot controls on your PC. So a lot of that happened on Monday. They released a couple of commercials the day before on Sunday, showing this in action. So basically, if you don't know, Copilot is the AI behind Windows PCs. It's their own in-house brand of AI chatbot. And it usually didn't do much, right? It did what OpenAI chatbots do because it's using OpenAI's ChatGPT to kind of power it. But recently, they've been making more strides towards making their own brand of AI, still using OpenAI's models, but they're tweaking it and making it do other things just for their own particular use cases. One of those is to turn your PC into a PC that you can talk to. So actually, I do kind of want to bring that up here. So the Copilot PC now does more than just answer a question and give you a chatbot experience. It can do things like see what's on your computer. And I thought that was pretty interesting and worth talking about. Oh, I don't have it. We're just gonna bring these up, chat. But yeah, that's the point of Copilot PC and the thing that we were talking about on Monday. The next thing we were talking about on Monday was going to be Windows 10 security updates. So they're offering Windows security updates for people who didn't get a chance to, or for people who are not upgrading to Windows 11. If you're on Windows 10, you are having security update issues because they stopped supporting it, unless you signed up for Windows cloud service and save a lot of your settings and save a lot of your documents in your documents folder to their cloud service. If you did that and signed up for their account, then you would have an option to get your security updates extended. Another way of doing that we found out was paying $30 to do so. And that would bypass a whole lot of ways that they wanted to suck you into their cloud services, right? So if you paid the $30 on their online store, you would not have to have a Windows account. You wouldn't have to back up your settings to their cloud service, and you wouldn't have to back up documents to their cloud service. So that was a way around it, and we talked about that on Monday's show. Anthropic allows you to teach Claude. We talked about Claude being a tool or a teaching tool in Claude that allows it to teach itself, specifically on things that you want to teach it, basically. So use case being if you wanted Claude to create an image generator or image editor that only edited certain aspects of images that you uploaded, right? If you wanted it to do the same edits every time, well, Claude may not know how to do that. So in that case, you can tell Claude to create what it calls skills to do that particular job. Once Claude has learned how to do that, now it has that skill in its pocket, and it can pull out that skill anytime it needs it, regardless if you initiate that skill or not. It can automatically initiate that skill if it figures out it needs it to do a particular task for you that you wanted it to complete. So that's a cool way that AI is learning to teach itself, and that's a Claude exclusive thing from Anthropic. I would imagine other AI companies are going to start employing this with their chatbots as well and their models as well. It's such an ingenious idea. what about eInk? So we talked about Kit's live stream, and we talked about EMR versus USI versus AES, and that was the actual. Bam, there we go. That was this graphic that I was showing earlier. Basically, this is just the diagram, kind of simply explaining AES, which is a stylus technology. Very cool though. So if you're interested in that, check out Monday's show, and you can get the details on AES and all of that. Viwoods Q&A, we talked about that, how it was not really what it was billed out to be, but whatever. They did answer my question about the new devices, or about the ceramic nib though, so I thought that was pretty cool. And you can find that on Monday's show as well. What else we got here? Let's go to the chat real quick. Oh, I made it, says Aaron. Aaron, thanks for joining. Lucky Lady, thanks for joining. Oh, who else we got here that came in? I think everybody else I said what's up to. Dr. Ling. Mr. Mike, how's it going? What else we got here? Tuesday show. We talked about, what do we got? Tuesday show, we talked about Amazon Web Services, the outage. That was the Amazon Web Service outage right there. So that was on Tuesday show. Yep, there we go. Next thing we talked about was Windows 11 update bugs. So this was me spreading information about a bug that if you updated to a specific version of Windows, which was KB5066835, if you updated to if you updated your Windows to that particular version of Windows, then you would have problems with your peripherals, like your mouse and your keyboard and any other thing that you use, like joysticks, into your computer. It affected a small percentage of people on that front, but it affected 100% of people if you were using Windows, the Windows recovery environment. If you were using the Windows recovery environment to do anything like a fresh install, or you were trying to do a backup of anything, if you were using any of the recovery tools, you wouldn't have access to your keyboard and mouse. They have since fixed that though, so that shouldn't be an issue. More Apple AI woes on Apple iOS 26.4. Now, this is the beta we were talking about, and how Bloomberg thought, not Bloomberg, how Mark Gurman from Bloomberg thought that they were having some serious issues from grumblings that he was hearing inside of Apple from top Apple brass about the state of Siri, and how they're going to take more time with Siri to get it right. But that just means that they're not going to have an AI tool for Siri for the near future, which is a little upsetting for people who bought iPhones on that premise. But who cares? It's an iPhone. The hardware is awesome. So I don't think they'll be too upset after they get over Siri. What else we got here? I think that was it for that. Now, eInk news we had on Tuesday, we had a new Viwoods device. Now, we talked about what that could be, and we since have found out that new Viwoods device is an eReader. I wanted to bring that picture up, but I could not find the Reddit post. New nib details. I think I showed some pictures of the new nib on Tuesday. Remarkable Paper Pro titanium nibs. I showed those off. Now, just now in the Discord before I came on live, who was this? Palm was talking about, how's it going, Shee? Thanks for joining. Palm was talking about how titanium was splitting his particular film on the screen, or scratching the particular film on the screen, and how ceramic had polished the screen a bit. He mentioned that he writes in a specific, or uses his eInk device for forms. So he mentioned the fact that he writes over certain areas a lot more than other areas. But regardless, that's good information to have, because the more information we get on ceramic and how it acts on these different screen films, the more educated buys or decisions we can make on what eInk stylus we use, right? And what they're doing to the screens. I think that's super interesting, and I would love to see, because he said he's going to post some pictures as well. So I'm anxious to see what the pictures look like, if they can capture that glossing or that smoothing of the screen. I haven't had that problem with mine, but it's very use case specific, I would imagine, on how you write. But yeah, super interesting. But anyway, we talked about the ceramic coming from Viwoods as well on Tuesday, so that plays into this whole ceramic deal. Viwoods definitely has maybe their screen film, and like I said, they have data that talks about the angle at which people hold it, the pressure at which people hold it, their ceramic pens, and they have data that proves that it doesn't damage the screen probably over the life of the device. They didn't go into too many details and specifics on that, but they've definitely got some data that shows that they're not concerned about it. But that doesn't mean that that's going to be for everybody, especially when you get situations like what Palmer is going through here. So, yeah, super interested in that. Waiting for more information to come. What devices do you have? Palm was writing on the Go 10.3. Mr. Mike. Yeah, I'm having a good weekend, Shink. My weekend's been pretty good. I found. Oh my goodness, I don't think I can show you guys this. Okay. Oh, you know what? I can show you though. Can we see this? Oh, can I? Well, maybe if I move it. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. So it's not polished or rounded yet. So, but this is a rough prototype of a different thing here. I've been testing so many things. I'm so interested in this too. I'm so interested in the harder nibs now. So we'll talk more about that at a later date. What else we got here? Boox announcement live stream. So we talked about the Boox announcement live stream. They eventually came out with the. Well, we'll talk about more what they came out with on the next day's information. But they came out with more. Another Palma, so the Palma 2 Pro. Palma 2 Pro color. See. Yeah, the color. Oh, the color and non-color variant. And what else we got here? And the Note Air 5C. So those were two things. That was cool. That was pretty cool. That was pretty interesting. What else we got on for that day's news? And that was it for Tuesday. Let's go on to Wednesday. Wednesday's news, tech news. What we got? OpenAI browser, and that was what I was showing earlier. Here we go. Oh, that wasn't what I was showing earlier. Oh, that's not it. So OpenAI has a browser called Atlas. I did show that on that day's show. This is Wednesday's show. And it's from all reports that people have been gathering about this particular browser, it's just like any other AI browser, almost more work than what it's worth, especially right now since we don't have any hard use cases for it. And there isn't, like, the companies who are making the AI browsers haven't given us a real killer feature that to build our interest around. You know what I mean? Of course you do, Mr. Mike. Of course you do. But that's the thing. So, but it has memory, so it can at least understand natural language when you're talking to it as a browser and can take action on your behalf. It comes with an agent, which is cool, I guess. If you're not paying for OpenAI's agents already, I think their agent's called Operator. If you're not paying for Operator already, I guess it's kind of cool. Yeah, it's not too much different than what you would find from any other Chromium-based browser, from the looks anyway. But it has AI, so there you go. Galaxy XR. So we talked about the Galaxy XR on Wednesday and how it has a $1,800 price tag. Basically, Vision Pro with Android, using Android XR and Astra. If you guys don't know what that is, Astra is just Google's software that collects data from the camera and the microphones and all of that to kind of give you a all-encompassing overview of what's happening around you, so AI can use that and maybe give you information that may be relevant to you. So that's just one of the pieces of software that's in this. So Project Astra, then they got Android XR, which is the visual aspect of this, using the glasses part. But all of that is in the Galaxy XR, and yeah, it's available. Well, it's not available now, but it's one of those things to where everyone says it's lighter. I don't think it looks as good as the Apple Vision Pro, but again, it's lighter, it's cheaper. Offers a similar experience from what I can understand from the reviews and from the articles that I've read. People are really happy with how it works. There's no killer feature, just like there's no real killer feature with the Apple Vision Pro, but people who use it seemingly like it. So there you go. 30% of T-Mobile customers leaving. So we talked about a couple of polls that were done on who did this poll? Android Police. There we go. So Android Police did a poll of over 1,000 people. readers of their site, and it seems like 30% of people were planning on leaving T-Mobile if they were T-Mobile customers. Now, I threw my hat into this conversation and said that I'm definitely leaving T-Mobile. I'm one of those people, but I thought that was interesting at a time when I'm considering leaving T-Mobile, that I come across a story where a site did a survey, and people are definitely, it just, not that T-Mobile's bad. I don't want to make that assessment. They've just become worse for me. And so take that for what it's worth. What do we got on the eInk space for Wednesday? Wednesday, we talked about the Note Air 4C or Note Air 5C and the Palma 2 Pro because that's what was released the night before Wednesday. So this was really good information right here. Now, one of the bits of information I found about the Note Air 5C that we didn't know at the time was that the SoC, now judging from our good friend Jay, from the YouTube channel, Not a Professional Jay, go check him out. He mentioned in the Discord that the SoC, which is the system on a chip, is basically the same as the SoC that's in the Note Air 4C. I had a problem with that SoC because I didn't think it was very well optimized. When my Go 10.3 handles more layers when I'm writing up documents and drawing than my Note Air 4C, which is a newer device, better SoCs seemingly. Yeah, it just never seemed as optimized as I would like it to have been. Now, I did a couple of videos on how it was crashing and just literally just cutting off on me when I used a certain amount of layers on it, which is something that never happened on the Note Air 3C. And again, like I said, something that never happens on the Note Air on the Go 10.3. I'm hoping that that's not the case for the Note Air 5C, but if it's using the same SoC, I don't have any hopes that it's any more optimized than the Note Air 4C, which makes me think, what's different in it? This design is the same. The color scheme seems to be the same. If it's not, it's just a slightly different hue of gray. If the SoC is the same and the screen seemingly is the same, what's new? Whatever. Palma 2 Pro. I am interested in this device though, only because it's a small note taker, and I feel like the Palma 2 Pro is something that I mean, the Palma 2 was something that I really thought was super attractive as a device. It got a lot of mainstream attention, and on top of that, this newer one seems to be better and have a stylus attached to it. Now, the only way that could be bad is if the stylus isn't good, right? I mean, the stylus technology, not the stylus itself. The stylus technology may not be any good. In that case, you know, it may not be a compelling of an option for me. But for anyone looking for a portable e-reader, this is almost a no-brainer, in my opinion. Right, has it crushed lately? Oh, crashed. No. But that's because I stopped writing my documents that need multiple layers and color. I started using the Note Air, the Remarkable Paper Pro for that. So since I stopped, because it stopped like restarting on me when I got too many layers. Then it started just like crash, you know. So one update they did, it just started crashing the app. So it wasn't shutting it off. It wasn't crashing the app. Then it just started freezing. Right now it will get through, but I have to wait for it. So if I'm using a certain number of layers, they've got it to the point to where it won't crash now, but it's not anywhere near as fluid as the Go 10.3 experience with layers. Also, the transfer times never improved on the Note Air, from the Note Air 3C to Note Air 4C. I did testing, extensive testing on the data transfer times for Wi-Fi, for downloading files, for transferring files, and the Note Air 3C was faster in all tests except for one, which was weird. So it was just, so the transfer times were never fixed. The only thing that was fixed over time was the fact that the system didn't just shut off on me after doing certain things. I really don't like that Boox color scheme. A front light is always needed versus the Remarkable line. Yeah. That's the same thing my brother's going through. My brother just bought a Remarkable, And one of the first things he asked me after he bought it was, "Hey, what about a light?" I'm like, "Yeah, there's no light." I can't see Boox releasing the new Palma with a bad pen or no pen like they did with the Go 7. I don't think it's not releasing with a pen. Like, you have to buy that pen separately for the Palma 2 Pro. And it's the same pen that you use with the Go 7. So if it's gonna, nothing tells me that it's better. Like, someone's got to like use it and then let me know, hey, yeah, it's better than the Go 7. Somebody's opinion that I trust, though, in fact. But that's the thing there. AGPS is what I was concerned with the Palma 2. So we talked all about the Palma 2 Pro. We talked about the Note Air 5C. And all of that, again, is on Wednesday's show. Let's go to Thursday's show. Thursday's show, we talked about more impressions of the Samsung XR. So I immediately crapped on the Samsung XR when we were talking about it the previous day. I got some information that told me that it was a little bit better than what I initially thought it was going to be, which basically came in the form of reviews. So I watched some reviews. I read some articles from some publications that I like, and I got the impression that it's a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. Matter of fact, like I said in the previous segment, it's basically on par with what Apple's doing with the Apple Vision Pro, just a Android version of that. OpenAI's Atlas feedback. So we got some feedback on OpenAI's Atlas 2, which, again, like I said in that segment, that people basically thought it was the same as most AI browsers like Arc and Dia. Who else we got? Yeah. I mean, it's very similar. Almost more work than what they're worth at this point right now. I'm assuming they're going to get better, and I know that they will, which is probably why Google hasn't done it. I keep saying, why doesn't Google do a browser experience? They're probably like, okay, what would it be good for? Like, what are we going to offer you? And we're seeing that happen and play out right now with other companies. New Kindle jailbreak. So we talked about a new Kindle jailbreak on Thursday. If you're interested in that, the links are in Thursday's live stream. You can go check that out and get links to how you can do that. Again, I don't condone that, but it seems to be super useful. eInk. Voya's video and the comment section of his video about measuring screen brightness. So we talked about different methodologies for measuring screen brightness. What are the best ways to do it? What probably isn't a good way to do it, and just getting overall opinions and feedback, and just putting that information out there for people who want to know how those things worked. And I kind of went through a couple of settings on my particular spectrophotometer, what I use to measure surface brightness, which is what you would be measuring if you measured an eInk device. So if you're interested in that, go check out Thursday's show. What else we got here for eInk on Thursday's show? I thought that the perfect use case for foldables would be eInk devices, because right now foldables are being used basically just to give you a larger screen. They're not functionally serving a functional purpose other than a cosmetic one, and maybe, like, obviously bigger is better in some cases, but not always. But when we're talking about an e-ink screen, it would not just make the screen better and easier to look at. It would give you more writing surface, right? Anyway, I thought that was a cool thought I had before the show, and I put it into the show, and now you guys know. What do we got here? Friday show. Friday show, we talked about Google replacement plans. So I thought it was very cool that Google had a replacement plan for their earbuds. A lot of times people lose just one earbud, or they just lose the earbuds themselves, but they still have the case. With Google's replacement plan, you can buy just the earbuds, or just the case, or just one earbud, among other things. But the earbuds made me think that, wow, this is very cool. I know you can get screens and tools for the screens and replacement batteries from all kinds of companies, but how many companies will sell you a replacement earbud? Cool. Claude now has more memory. We talked about that. iPhone's turning pink. There's a scandal with that. Why? There's solvents involved. I think I mentioned that. Apple reportedly skipping the iPhone 19 naming scheme and dropping straight to 20 due to the 20th anniversary iPhone. 20th anniversary for the iPhone that's coming up in 2027. So in 2027, don't expect the iPhone 19. Expect that iPhone 20. 190K flying car we talked about with VTOL engines, or VTOL propellers. They weren't really VTOL engines, but I like VTOL engines, so I put VTOL engines in the show notes. A newly discovered asteroid orbiting the sun with Earth. Ah, ominous, right? Maybe. But it's so small that it's something that we just probably missed over the years, and our technology is getting better as the years go along. So we're discovering smaller and smaller things in our orbit as we get better technology. And this is one of the smallest things that we've discovered thus far that hadn't been discovered, that's actually been around us this whole time. We just didn't know it because we didn't have instruments sensitive enough to detect it. But now we do. Wamo passing school bus unloading kids. Going to be a scandal? Maybe not. I didn't hear anything of it after I talked about this, so maybe it's not a thing. What else we got here? For OpenAI acquires Sky. I think that was the story that I had up right here. So OpenAI acquires Sky. If you don't know why this was significant to me, OpenAI working with Apple a lot lately is why this was interesting to me, which may say, I mean, they already have a working relationship, right? Apple uses OpenAI for their AI tools and stuff like that right now. Their on-device stuff is handled differently, but things that it has to go out to the internet for, it uses OpenAI ChatGPT for, and so they already have a working relationship. But to see that OpenAI, the browser that we were just talking about not too long ago, that browser only works on Mac OS right now, so obviously an Apple system and only an Apple system. And this company makes Apple exclusive tech. Well, the company that sold OpenAI this bit of software, Sky, that company is called Applications Incorporated, and they make Apple exclusive stuff, as far as I know. Case in point, they sold Apple a bit of software that Apple calls now, what is it called? What do they call that piece of software? Shortcuts. So they got the software called Shortcuts, and it's a native piece of software in Mac OS now, to where you can basically create your own easy scripts essentially. Very cool piece of software, but that piece of software was made by Applications Incorporated, the same company who made Sky. Sold that application to Apple, continues to work with Apple very closely. Now OpenAI is buying applications from companies that are working closely with Apple. So I just think the tie-in is very telling about OpenAI and their relationship with Apple could be getting more significant as we go, because they're making programs just for that platform and snatching up software that's just for that platform from people who just make software for that platform. So all very interesting stuff. All very interesting stuff. The tie-ins could be more than we think. We may see something next year that breaks this whole thing wide open. Are AI videos going too far? We talked about AI videos using historical figures on Thursday or on Friday. Oh, this is Friday's show. We talked about historical figures being used in AI and how it's getting crazy. And I want to see like them say or use something that prevents people from doing that kind of thing, because that kind of thing can have the effect of rewriting history. And with all the problems we have with history being history already, like why add this whole monkey wrench into it? But that's just my 2 cents. What do we got here in the chat? Only use light on the Note Air 4C at night in regular lighting. It's good for me. The Note Air 4C, to me, I always have to use light on the Note Air 4C, no matter what my situation is. It seems to always need it. I really don't like Boox's color scheme. Okay, we talked about that. New pen than the new one that was released with the Go 7. It's a new pen. I thought they said it used the Inkspire pen. We'll check that out. I thought they said that they used the Inkspire pen, which is the same pen they were saying is compatible with the Go 7. Lucky says, that's good to know at media. It would be cool to have an eInk notebook. Let's check that out real quick. Boox Palm Pro 2. Let's check this out real quick. I could have sworn, yeah, InkSense. Oh, it says it supports InkSense Plus. Oh, so is the regular one just InkSense, and this is the InkSense Plus? I saw InkSense and assumed it was the same thing. And does it come with it? Let's see. No, it doesn't come with a pen. So it doesn't come with that pen. Let's just see what this thing says here. So Ink Sense Stylus and the Ink Sense Plus Stylus. They're both $45. Huh. I wonder what the difference is. Built-in 80 also display battery level. Oh, so it probably has a battery level display on. That's probably the difference between these two pins. It doesn't say battery level display on here. So maybe that's the difference. That's weird. During the event, it's essentially the same pin. It's the same pin, Aaron. I really do think this is the same pin, Aaron. I think it's the same pin, except it has a battery meter on it. Because that's the only thing. Let's look at the specs. Yeah, according to the specs, that's the only thing that would be different. Yeah. I think that's it. Because they both have buttons. The pressure sensitivity, I would imagine, is the same. Power, Type C charging. They both have built-in batteries. So the only thing that looks different is the display battery level. Oh, on screen when tapped. Oh no, that's not even on the pin. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what the difference is between these two pins. If anyone knows, throw it in the chat. It's not even a battery display, Aaron. That's my bad. I thought it said battery display on the pin. This is battery display level on screen when tapped. So this is not even that. So I don't know what the difference is, if there is any difference. They don't state it here. Yeah, okay. So different pins. Hopefully it's better. The G-spot sensor is different, Mr. Mike. It's bigger and better. The big issue with the Go 7 was finding a stylus. I would assume the Boox pen will work better. We'll see. I hope so. I definitely hope so. But that would make it an ideal device for me if it worked well. I would go if it works as well as, and I doubt it, if it works as well as the remarkable Paper Pro Move, then I'll be happy. That's the gold standard for active stylus to me right now. At least for right now. Let's go back to what we have left here. For eInk news, we have Amazon AI glasses for warehouse drivers, warehouse workers and drivers. So we talked about Amazon AI glasses and how I thought that was really cool. How Amazon basically is freed up from the constraints of making a consumer product by being able to make it for their workers alone. They don't have to make it pretty. It doesn't have to be light. It doesn't have to be cheap. They can make it as expensive as they want to. They can make it as big as they want to. They can put as many features as they want to in it because they don't care about anything except for what's useful for their workers. I think under those situations, you get really good testing done and rapid iteration of product design. And you can bring a consumer product to market faster because it's being real world tested all the time with people who are using it in the field. I think it's a golden opportunity for them. I think it's a perfect way to do testing. And I think it's a really good way for us to see what is possible with these glasses in an environment where it doesn't have to be pretty or cost effective. Very cool. Aaron says, they say the XC pen is just as good as the Remarkable Paper Pro. I hope so. You mean the Tab XC? Yeah, the Tab XC. Just as good? You gotta get up pretty early in the morning. I can't doubt that. I don't doubt that. From all accounts, I hear that it's good as well. I want to test it myself. I'll be able to test it one day. One day, Boox will start sending me devices again. I'll be able to test it. What else we got here? New YouTube features rolling out. So they rolled out a new cosmetic look to how YouTube looks. You may see it right now on your feed. Transparent buttons and elements are going to be there. New animations for the like button and the subscribe button. Lots of different changes. So if you guys like those changes, let me know how you feel about those. If you don't like some, you really let me know. What else we got here? eInk, new color eInk tablet on the way. We talked about a new color eInk tablet. I couldn't talk about who it was from. They still haven't gotten back to me about whether I can share it on my live stream or not. I'm assuming I'll hear back Monday because I sent that text or that email during the weekend, and it's if they had gotten back to me, I would have felt good. But Monday I'll probably hear back. It'll probably be no, you can't say anything. So, but anyway, new color eInk tablet coming on the way. I can't talk about from who or what the specs are or anything like that. U.S. e-readers or best U.S. e-readers we talked about. An article from it was a mainstream publication. I forgot who it was now. But it was good. It's just good to see mainstream publications talk about eInk and give it a best of list. So I think the Kobo Libra Color got their best eInk device of the year for U.S. releases as far as e-readers go. They were just talking about e-readers, not note takers. So Aura Color eInk picture frames. So we talked about Aura Color eInk picture frames and 0.6 millimeters thin. Yeah. Or no, 0.6 inches. Sorry, just over half an inch thick. But the big story here is that they're using Spectra 6 for those displays. They have 3-month battery life on those things, wireless functionality. So very cool. It's not unlike anything we haven't seen before, just coming from a company that I didn't expect to see it from, Aura. But yeah. And we also talked about Jeff and Aaron's video. Jeff has a tags video out. Check it out. It's really cool. If you want to learn something about tags, which I'm pretty sure he's going to teach you something that you didn't know about tags, because I learned something. Aaron's W2 video, again, perspective. I mean, I didn't learn anything new, but the perspective Aaron brings to the video and to my perspective on the pen was totally new, because I didn't think about the length of the pen helping with balance. I learned that was put into perspective for me with Aaron's video. So lots of good information, lots of good perspective on those videos. So go check them out. Those are in the actual link of the video as well, of this one. You check it out. I think that's it. That's all the news we had for the week of October. Oh, whoa. Why don't you pull up the calendar for the week of October 20th? There we go. Starting on Monday. That was it. Let's get to the chat. What do we got in the chat here? They must be Pen. Why? All right. If it is Penstar, why? I want to know why. Because you and Aaron think that. Why would you say it's them? And maybe not. I don't know. Supernote? Or Viwoods? Just saying. It could be. It could be either or. All right, you guys. That's going to be it for me. Thank you for joining me. Let's get the outro music going. Because you are friends with them. Oh, because I'm friends with them. I'm friends with everybody, Mr. Mike. Oh. It could never be Big Me. Because Viwoods is mad at you. Supernote is not doing it, and I know it's not and I know it's not. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Viwoods is mad at me. They definitely mad at me. Listen, Aaron, I'm glad you're sending. Aaron's gonna send me that. Listen, Viwoods, you're not stopping this train. Aaron's gonna send me the ceramic pen from Viwoods. I want to check it out. Oh, I'm gonna talk about this Monday. I'm gonna do a video too. Just a sneak peek. This is the most expensive e-ink pen on the planet. The most expensive. I'm gonna show it real quick. All metal. EMR. Okay. You got the clear crystal nib. You got like I said, you got the EMR insert, because it don't come with that. You got to buy that separately. Then it's got the clip. With this whole thing put together, with taxes and everything, I mean, we looking at about $300 right here. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Aaron for the pen. Shout out to Brian for the clip. Thank you, Brian. I really appreciate that. And Brian gave me this nice case too. over at Assistive Tech. Our guy Brian, chat crew member. Thank you guys. I really appreciate that. Applause for you guys. Applause for the chat crew for hooking me up with this. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna do a video about this particular pen. I don't know what I'm gonna call that video, but it's gonna be something along the lines of the most expensive pen, the most expensive e-ink pen in the world. And I don't know why that makes me feel good. Maybe I should just call it premium. Big Me is trash. Dr. Ling, you right. That's why I would never be Big Me. Never. If Big Me called me and was like, you pick the device you want to review. You know what you could do for me? Send me the Note Max. Oh, we don't make the Note Max. Exactly. Yeah, this is an expensive pen. And when you throw the case in there with this, oh, stop playing with them. And when you throw this case in there, this definitely pushes it to 300. Over 300 probably. I would imagine. Yeah, this is the most premium. And I will say, not only is it by design the most premium, it feels really good too. Yeah, I'm gonna have these on the site. I'm gonna have these on the site with crystal nibs in them for people who want to try that, because I think the nib that comes in is pretty trash. All right, everybody, that's gonna be the show. Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever is when we do the show. This is the weekly wrap up. If you were interested in what this was and you were like, what is this guy doing? Go ahead and like the show if you liked it. We talk about e-ink, we talk about tech, and if you're interested in kind of stuff and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. If you want to become more of the chat crew, get that badge by your name. You hit that join button. If you're on iOS, I know you're there. I know you see it. Look at it. Lady says, Big Me puts out too many half-baked devices, which is why I don't mess with Big Me. And the operating system looks like trash. You guys talk about Remarkable's operating system. At least it looks good. Big Me's is trash and it looks like trash. So, and then it feels like trash. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I will see you guys Monday, hopefully. And until then, everybody, take care. Have a really good rest of your weekend. And we'll get Monday started off right. Okay? Birdman hand rub style. Peace.